News Talk 1150 WGBR. Welcome to Newsmakers. I'm your host, Carol Bowden, with the host with the most, Harlan Neal, on the Monday Morning Quarterback Show. Good morning, Harlan.
Good morning, Carol. We're going to start out with high school football, even though we want to kind of wrap up all these state playoff games. We'll start out with that, though. But the New Bern Bears, we talked about them all year, and they defeated the Charlotte Catholic Cougars last Friday, 23-15. The Bears finished 16-0. Charlotte Catholic finished 14-2. Mike Hughes was 5 for 11 for 133 yards for the Bears with 2 TDs, and he rushed for 106 yards on 22 carries. So certainly congratulations to the New Bern Bears. Team we're very familiar with. Eastern Wayne played them, and I thought played them very well earlier in the year, but New Bern just has an outstanding program year in and year out, and congratulations to the Bears again for a wonderful job.
Absolutely, and to go undefeated, I have to mention, simply because it happened so close by, the bus accident. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the young man that was killed, as well as to those students, the staff at the school, and the families that had to deal with that tragedy.
Absolutely.
And still are. So.
Absolutely. I can't imagine what those kids go through, and like you said, condolences to the family members of the driver. What was obviously a very festive event, obviously, turned very tragic, so we got to keep things in perspective.
All right, and then the ones that did in, the Warriors, they themselves got done in.
Absolutely. The Havelock, yeah, that was interesting. 24-3. Crest High School.
And I'm not sure, where's Crest from? Western part of the state?
Western part of the state, yeah. The Chargers, they finished undefeated at 16-0.
Wow.
They had a guy named Trey Harbison, ran for 192 yards and 3 TDs. So obviously they had a good day on the ground. Havelock was averaging 52 points a game, but finished with just 157 yards in total offense the other day. So we all know how powerful they are and how just dominating they were all year, but that just goes to show you there's other teams out there too. And Havelock had won 3 straight titles and was in their 6th final. So obviously
wow.
A very good program. From what I understand, Crest was very big, very fast, and very large, very big. That combination is tough to beat.
Them. That's
yeah,
exactly
so congratulations to them on getting it done there. Also, Wallace Rose Hill.
Yes.
Yeah, defense and big plays lift Wallace Rose Hill to the state 1AA title for their 4th state title. And the Bulldogs pulled away from Starmount in the second quarter and really kind of never looked back on their way to a 34-21 win. Wallace Rose Hill finishes 15-1, Starmount 12-4. Let's see, moving on down, these are in no particular order. Robbinsville holds off a late Plymouth rally for the 1A title, state title, 21-18.
That was a good game.
Robbinsville finished 15-0, earned its 13th straight title, but its first since 1992.
Wow.
So 13 titles, but it had been a while since they've been there, so congratulations to them. Also, Clinton, the Dark Horses, great program down there, but they fell to Shelby. Shelby won their 2nd straight 2A championship, 31-7.
That was a strong showing.
The Dark Horses were held to just 117 yards of offense on 46 plays. So, you know, the Shelby Mustangs really did a good job. Let's see, East Lincoln beat the Washington Pampact in the final minute for the state 2A title.
And Northern Guilford 14-7 over Weddington for the 3AA.
Absolutely. And I didn't realize this. Washington finished 14-2 and had not lost since the first week of the season. And guess who they lost to? Havelock, 37-6.
Wow.
So, and then Wake Forest up the road here in Raleigh fell short to a 4AA championship. Mallard Creek always has an outstanding program. They lost 25-14. No team from Wake County's won the state title since the Garner Trojans in 1987.
I did not know that.
Mallard finished 15-1. Wake Forest has played for 3 state titles, but unfortunately has failed to win any. But again, congratulations to all these teams just to make it that far. And obviously there's only so many teams left. They've all have a lot to be proud of.
When you think about those 14 games before they even make it to the playoffs, 12 to 14 games, whatever it is, the injuries that they have to deal with, just the brutal, week after week games.
That's a lot. That's a lot of games.
It is a lot. So then to do so well in the playoffs, that's great.
It is outstanding, Carol. And some quick history for you, just some Wayne County history. And this is since 1972. Just 3 Wayne County teams, Rosewood, Goldsboro, and Eastern Wayne, have advanced to the Eastern Regional Championship game. The 3 schools are combined 2-9 overall. Rosewood won the regional title in 73 and 91 and finished state runner-up on each occasion. Eastern Wayne is the first ever county school to make it back-to-back trips to the regional finals.
How about that? I did
so
not
again,
know.
Congratulations to the Warriors. We talked about them all season. They actually smashed their previous single-season record for points scored, 518 this year. They set a new school record for margin of victory, 6.6 points, eclipsing the old mark, 11.58, set by yours truly, Bill Bill Garner's 1978 squad that sees the Mid-Eastern 4A Conference Championship. Warriors matched 3 single-season program records, total wins 11, playoff wins 3, and winning percentage 738.
Way to go, Warriors.
So, I mean, a lot of great history there. So those guys will have something to remember all the rest of their life.
No kidding.
I mean, congratulations to everybody.
Because I'm sitting in front of a man that will never forget.
I don't forget it. Sometimes I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I can remember certain plays in a football game that happened, God knows, back in the 70s. It's amazing what you can remember. But anyway.
Yeah, and your wife's listening, okay?
I know.
She's going
to
remind you of that.
She sure will.
All right, we're not going to really talk about college, other than I do want to talk about the bowl game that everybody's anticipating, and it's the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl.
Can you believe? You were shocked when I. Now look, if you got to play at a bowl game somewhere, you might as well play in the Bahamas.
Why not?
I mean, and if you can't be there, you can be jealous and sit at home in your living room or whatever. And watch it December 24th at noon on ESPN, and just wish you were there.
Exactly.
But we've got the Central Michigan playing Western Kentucky, and I know they really appreciate it, being they played in some cold weather this year.
No kidding.
So anyway, there you go. There's only 39 bowl games. So if you're going to be in one, you might as well be in the Bahamas Bowl, the Popeye Bahamas Bowl. And I guess the other bowl that may have a little bit of interest around here, BYU plays Memphis on December 22nd. The reason I say that, Memphis is in East Carolina's conference, the American Athletic Conference, and they play it again December 22nd, 2 o'clock ESPN. There's a lot of other bowl games this weekend. We won't get into all that this morning, so just have fun watching.
No, we will not. But let's go ahead and talk about the top 3 teams. New England, Denver, Indianapolis, all division champions once again.
They keep on rolling, don't they? Yeah, I tell you, the Patriots pretty much took care of the Dolphins yesterday.
Oh, my gosh. 41-13, that was a pounding.
Oh, my goodness. So they're 11-3.
Yeah.
And then the Broncos won, so they're 11-3. The Colts won a tough one against the Houston Texans. They're 10-4. So now the Bengals are actually 9-4-1, so they actually do lead that division.
They lead the AFC North.
But the Steelers are 9-5. They're a wild card team currently right now. Also, if it ended today, the Ravens would be in as a wild card at 9-5 also. And, of course, still in the hunt in the AFC, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Bills, the Texans, the Dolphins, and the Browns. Manziel had a tough day yesterday. Welcome to the NFL. Oh, my goodness. I tell you, they're just a little faster in college.
Yeah.
A little quicker and a little faster.
How'd that work for you, Johnny, little boy?
God almighty, that was tough. Oh, Lord, that was a pounding that the Bengals put on them.
30-0.
They really pounded them yesterday. Really did.
30-0. 10 of 18 for 80 yards, 2 interceptions, and only gaining 13 yards on 5 carries. Are you kidding? You know what, Cincinnati, you're mine.
It's unbelievable. You can't make. I know it's tough. It's tough, and I tell you,
they're my new favorite team.
Remember where you are when you hear this. December the 15th. 8:45 a.m. The Panthers are in first place. Yes, I said it. The Carolina Panthers, technically are in first place this morning. I don't know how long it'll last. A division that nobody wants to win. Somebody's got to win this daggone thing. It might as well be the Panthers. Now, of course, the Saints have a huge game tonight against the Chicago Bears.
In Chicago.
If the Saints win tonight, they're back in first place. But technically, as we speak, the Panthers are in first place, and they need to send a very nice Christmas card to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because they beat the Saints last week, and they also beat the Falcons yesterday.
Yeah.
To aid in that process. So, anyway, but yeah, the Panthers finally put away it was a tough one. It was a struggle yesterday, but they did defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 19-17.
I just got to believe, though, that New Orleans will not go to Chicago and beat them today.
The Bears are having some internal turmoil,
Sure.
That Jay Cutler and all that. We'll get into all that in just a second. But.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break here and listen to a word from our sponsors on News Talk 1150 WGBR, and we'll be right back with Monday Morning Quarterback. News Talk 1150 WGBR. Welcome back to Newsmakers and the Monday Morning Quarterback Show with Harlan Neal and yours truly, Carol Bowden. We're going to go back and talk about some NFL stuff because I'm done picking on Johnny Football. He's just, I dislike for somebody to have a God-given talent and to be so arrogant that the nation rejoices when you get shut out 30-0 in your first giant debut. You go to hand the ball off, and the guy's not even on that side of the field.
Carol will not be receiving a number 2 Cleveland Brown Johnny Manziel jersey for Christmas. I can promise you that.
No,
the white or the brown edition. It doesn't matter.
No, it does not. I just really want to say, little boy, what'd you learn yesterday?
Oh, my God. Yeah, welcome to the NFL. They're a little bit bigger and faster up there, especially faster and quicker and everything else in between. It's tough. It's a brutal league. I was watching some of those games yesterday. It's amazing how hard these guys hit.
Oh, my gosh.
I even watched guys yesterday, not that they always got laid out by getting hurt, but I saw some of them just, like, leave the game, and it's like they just ran off the field and they were on the sideline, like, crunched over, grimacing in pain. I mean, it's a big boys game.
You aren't kidding.
It's a man's game, I should say.
And look at Peyton yesterday. Peyton was hurt, and he got hurt kind of because he was already sick.
Sure, the flu-like symptom.
Yeah.
He had some flu going on, yeah.
And allowed his body to take some punishment because of that. Still came back, but that tells you right there, seasoned veteran, and he knows that his body's being punished.
Absolutely. And also moving, let's see, a big game last night for the Dallas Cowboy fans.
Oh,
Dallas
man.
defeats Philadelphia 38-17. Tony Romo throws 3 touchdown passes. Actually, Dallas got out to a big lead in that game, 21-0.
They did get and actually it came back to 38-27. So Philadelphia really shot back.
They did. One thing that
tried.
hurt Philadelphia last night, one of the things about with a fast-paced offense where they try to hurry up and run plays, you better stay on the field and make first downs or you get off the field so quick. Philadelphia's offense was only on the field for 18 minutes last night.
Really?
Yeah. Their defense was on the field 42.
Whoa.
So you wear people down. You don't
No
have it doesn't take
kidding,
a rocket scientist to figure it out. If you're scoring, it's okay. But the problem is you get out there and you're off the field again, and obviously Dallas was driving the ball more consistently. But 42-18 differential in time of possession last night. And also Dallas has not lost a game on the road this season.
No,
which
that's
is
pretty
ironic.
strong. I didn't know
Very
that.
strong. They kind of control their own destiny now. They move actually to 10-4. Philadelphia is now going to be 9-5. Let's see, who does Dallas have this upcoming week? They play the Colts. Andrew Luck and the Colts in Dallas. So that'll be a big game. Then they finish up with Jeff's Redskins in Washington.
Who lost yesterday to the Giants.
And the Redskins are going to have a say in this thing because the Eagles have the Redskins left too. They play at the Redskins as well. So the Redskins, even though they're obviously not going anywhere, they're going to have something to say about who wins this division the last 2 weeks.
And if you're a Jets or a Titans fan, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm just sorry.
That they're playing for a bold the draft pick, I guess. I don't know. Is it
At this point, oh my gosh, the Jets are 3-11, Titans are 2-12. The game wasn't even that exciting. 16-11.
And they're fighting.
It's 16-11.
And I guess who decides if they want Marcus Mariota or Jameis Winston, whoever. I don't know who knows what they're going to draft. Who knows with these teams? It's kind of hard to figure out.
The big shocker yesterday, though, let's talk about it because I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan.
Sure.
And I felt like he was kind of invincible this season to a degree. Not so much, because we're talking about Buffalo Bills, who have had a really good year, considering their recent years. They've
Absolutely.
had a pretty good year.
Absolutely.
They thumped them yesterday.
Yeah, 21-13 at Buffalo. I tell you, Carol, one thing about Buffalo, they probably, and it's arguably, but you can say they have the top defense in the NFL. Them and the
Really?
Seahawks. Yeah, statistically they do. If you go down and look at the Seahawks obviously have a tremendous defense. Oh my God, tremendous defense.
And it shows here in some of the stats when you talk about no touchdowns for Aaron, 2 interceptions, only completed 17 of 42 passes. Are you kidding?
That was the first time in his career, and he's obviously a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's never had a touchdown and had 2 interceptions in the same game.
Wow.
First, and last week before, even though the Broncos won, Peyton didn't have a touchdown pass the week
Right.
before. That game was at Denver, but that just goes to show you their defense is tough. It's not a fluke, and if you play defense, it always gives you a chance. That kind of throws this playoff and this home field advantage into a frenzy now because we're coming down to the last 2 weeks now. So you've still got Green Bay and Detroit are currently tied at 10-4.
Okay.
And they both have a head-to-head matchup. The last game of the season will be at Green Bay. Detroit did beat Green Bay at Detroit earlier in the year. It's going to come down to that. Detroit had a tough game with the Minnesota Vikings yesterday.
Yes.
Minnesota missed a long field goal in the last play and eked out a 16-14 victory. Those games were very, very tight yesterday.
No kidding. And one of the games that kind of blew me, well, not so much the game that blew me away, as in San Francisco, done. No postseason hope.
Yeah, and I'm a 49ers fan. I stayed through all this thick and thin and all the bad stuff, and of course, it has not been a very good year overall. 7-7.
What caused that?
I think a couple of things. They have, and not to make excuses, because every team deals with it. Their defense is very banged up. They've got a lot of injuries on defense, but obviously they've had this turmoil going on inside the organization with Harbaugh, upper management. I don't really know exactly what's going on there, but it almost sounded like, we talked about this earlier in the year, that I'd actually got some inkling that even if Harbaugh, the 49ers, went to the Super Bowl and won the doggone thing, that he was still going to be out as coach. So it sounds like his days may be numbered there. It sounds like they be, and I don't know who they're going to get to change. I don't know what their plan is. I don't understand all those intertwines about why. But it just seems like there's some friction going on. There's some things going on behind the scenes because San Francisco is a very talented team.
Absolutely.
There's no reason in the world why they lost games they should never have lost. They lost to the Raiders. They lost to the Browns. I think the Browns. They've had 4 or 5 games this year where they should have already won those games. They should probably be 10-4 in the worst case scenario and be right in the playoff hunt.
By the way, when they lost to the Browns, it wasn't Johnny Manziel.
No, believe me, it wasn't Johnny Manziel. And Carol will be in Charlotte this weekend rooting for Johnny Manziel as they take on the Panthers. And, the Panthers are still alive in the playoff picture. So I promise you she won't be wearing a number 2 Browns jersey.
No, I will not.
Absolutely
Proudly
not.
wearing my...
Absolutely. So that's a big game for the Panthers this weekend.
It is.
The Panthers do win this weekend, which I know we got to figure out what's going to go on with Cam. The terrible automobile accident the other day, which thank God he's okay. That's front and foremost the most important thing. I don't know what's going to happen this upcoming week. They would finish up the season in Atlanta against the Falcons, and so it very well could come down to that game to see who wins this thing. Now, New Orleans is kind of in the driver's seat. If they win out, they win, but they still got to beat the Bears tonight. They play the Falcons next week.
Right.
The Saints do. So it's coming right down to
Anderson is
Derek Anderson's the quarterback.
What do you think of him?
He manages the game. I think he did what he was supposed to yesterday. I think sometimes in those situations, just don't lose the game. Don't try to do more than what you're capable of. Don't force things. Don't throw the interceptions and don't, just manage the football game. The Panthers do have a very good defense. I tell you, the Benjamin kid from Florida State, the wide receiver, who's about 6'6". I mean, he's tall as all get out.
Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah, he's a very good receiver. He had a great game yesterday. I thought Derek did a good job yesterday.
And Olsen did well as always.
He did really. He's a beast.
Isn't
oh, my
he?
God. He's
him.
I never realized that he started out at Notre Dame and transferred to the Miami Hurricanes.
I didn't know that either.
Needless to say, Brady Quinn doesn't send him any Christmas cards. He was doing the announcing yesterday during the game. So he enjoyed it when he was on his team, not so much when he played for the Miami Hurricanes.
Not so much. Well, we're about to run out of time here, Mr. Harlan, so going to let you take us home.
Okay, guys, everybody have a wonderful week. If you haven't got that Christmas shopping done, please get it done this week. Don't stress yourself out. This should be a fun time of the year. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next Monday on the Monday Morning Quarterback with Carol and Harlan.